Hi, everyone. Happy Monday evening. We made it through the first day of the week, and we have a very special live tonight. As many of you know, this is Heart Health Month. And so, what is Heart Health Month all about? Heart Health Month is about creating awareness and sharing education that supports women's heart health. So at Ruby Ribbon, we have an organization within Ruby Ribbon called Ruby Ribbon Cares. As you know, in October, we focused on breast health. Well, this month we're focusing on heart health. And what that's all about is really doing what we're doing right now, being in communication with each other, finding opportunities to talk with each other, learn about heart health, and also take action. How do we take action? How I take action is that I am weaving different good habits. Importantly, I am bringing you a very special lady today. And we finally been able to connect with a good one. Caldwell. I'm going to let Sheila introduce herself because I'm so excited to finally have her on video. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, how are you? Happy Heart Month.
Happy Heart Month. Tell us about yourself, Sheila, and I just have a feeling you have a very special story. And we would so like to hear it as well as to support you in your mission and all of the busy life that you lead dedicated to your service and your organization.
Well, thank you, and thanks for everybody who's joining us via Facebook Live. You know, this is for busy women, like a couple of minutes out of our busy day, just to kind of chat with one another and encourage one another. The name of our organization is the Heart to Heart Foundation, and it came out of my desire to have a heart-to-heart conversation with women, not only about their heart health, but what we can do to get our families and our communities healthier. Whenever you look at other countries like Africa, India, whenever they want to make positive social impact, when they want to see a cultural shift, any subject you want to talk about, they always start with the women. And we know why. That's because women, we have a power that we really have not tapped into. We have to encourage, to nurture, and we need to use that power for good. This is Heart Month. It just kicked off last Friday. And so what we do is educate women about their heart health, help them understand that heart disease is the #1 killer of women and men in our country. We want them to understand their risk factors by taking action, getting the screenings that they need, a basic heart health risk assessment. If you're over 40, we want you to know about the calcium scores, which is like a mammogram for your heart that can help us detect heart disease at its earliest stages, because the sooner we know you have it, the quicker we can do something, because sadly, most women in this country do not know they have heart disease until they have a heart attack or their family finds out after they drop dead. That's not how you want to find this out. I had a heart attack at the age of 50, and I was not that person that had high cholesterol. My numbers were within range. I did have that family history. That was my biggest risk factor. But I was not the person that the doctor would say, oh, my goodness, you need to get checked out more because of all these risk factors. My numbers were okay. Needed to lose a little bit of weight, but was still not, I was a little overweight, but still not in the obese category. So, and this was almost 7 years ago. But in the time that we have had things like, the pink ribbon movement with mammograms, women have done a fabulous job on a grassroots level, raising awareness about breast cancer, doing self-exams, getting the mammograms, getting early treatment, and beating that disease. Unfortunately, we haven't done the same thing with women's heart health, and here's why this is important. Every year, we lose about 42,000 women to breast cancer. Every year, we lose over 400,000 women to heart disease. But yet, heart disease is largely preventable. 80% of heart disease is preventable, meaning that 80% of everything that we put in our bodies or do to our bodies determines if we are going to have a heart attack or stroke or possibly die young. 80% of women, Olga, who have a heart attack before the age of 65 don't survive the first one.
Wow.
So I'm very blessed to be here. So this is the message. We want women to be aware of this. We want them to get the screenings that they need to take action, to make changes. And then we want them to become advocates. You and I can only be in so many places at one time, even with Facebook Live. So we want to educate women to be their own best advocates, because as a consumer group, we are incredibly powerful. Do you know that globally, women account for $20 trillion being spent every single year? We have enormous power as consumers, but we have to start exercising that power in demanding better research for women's heart health, better treatment for women's heart health, better interventions. But we've got to become educated first, and we've got to demand better. We deserve better. It's time we get better. And so we want women to become those advocates for themselves, for their families, for their children, their spouses, for their workplace, their communities, their churches, because that's when we're going to start seeing a change. Because what studies have shown is that half of the women who died from heart disease last year, if we had had more education, early detection, early intervention, half of those women did not have to die. So that's our mission. That is our mission. That's what we do through our foundation. The Red Heart Mamas, you'll see my shirt here, if you can see my shirt.
I love that.
Our Red Heart Mamas is our women's advocacy group. This is where we're going to be training women and educating them, providing resources. I do a ton of speaking. We do a lot of engagement. And so we want women to do that. So if you go to redheartmamas.org, you can join for free. We have a Facebook group that you can become a part of where we're going to be interacting. And our Red Heart Mamas is going to become our advisory group. We've had a local advisory group, but as we expand, we realize that we need to know what works and what is needed in each community and what you want to do and how you want to engage with the people in your area. And, so we want to have those women that give us feedback about what you're hearing, how we can support you, what kind of materials do you need? Do you want to put together a Red Heart Mamas event in your community? How we can make that happen? But there's a lot of free resources there you can get. We try to do a lot of that online, so you can download it and you can get access yourself. And we're adding more. We have a partnership with labs all over the country where you can go get a heart health screening at a reduced cost. And we're adding more providers for the calcium scores. So we need to take our efforts to the same level that breast cancer has taken their efforts if we're going to change this. Olga, this is a fight that we can win. And for the sake of our kids and our grandkids, this is a fight we've got to win. We've got to do it for them.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that we already are winning by your action, our action together. I know that I have promised you and listening to you, I feel like I can't do enough for you. But I thank you for doing what you've done. And Sheila and I are, like I said, we're joining together special efforts this month to share this message. We've started in this group, and we're going to be sharing it in all the different groups maybe personal Facebook pages and so forth. If you want to share, we're open. Sheila's open. She wants to partner with people to get this message out. This Facebook Live is as easy as it comes.
Yeah.
Off of my phone, and Sheila and I are both in our own homes.
Yes, we are.
So yeah. So if you want to share on your Facebook page or in your office or in your women's group, whatever comes to you, you message me or you message Sheila Caldwell at heart.org. And like I said, you'll be seeing more of us. And I'm going to use this video of Sheila and keep spreading this message.
I tell you, Olga, what I would really like is that, you know, you and I are going to do these a couple of times during Heart Month. If women have questions, now I'm a certified health coach, but I'm not a doctor and I'm not a nurse. But I am a certified health coach, and I have been sharing this message for over 6 years now, and I can at least get you to resources if I don't know the answer. But if women have questions, how about, you know, you can send me a private message. You can post them on the group. I'm part of Olga's group now, so you can post the questions there. You can post them over however you want to do it. And maybe that's what we do, is we can answer some of those questions that you might have. And if you don't have time to watch this live, you can catch it, because Olga's going to post that to her Facebook group page. You can catch it later and hear those questions there. But we want to make this relevant. We want to make sure that we're helping women get the information and the resources they need.
Absolutely. I have nothing to say.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. So, what Sheila said, and until the next time, Sheila, I'm so excited. We got to connect. And,
awesome.
We'll see what happens with this and go to the next step.
Okay. See you next time.
Hope your mom's doing okay, and I hope you get some rest tonight.
I've got to be at an event at 6:30 in the morning, so good night.
Oh my God. Good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.